that the Senate has proposed a bill to introduce an electoral commission for local government elections. Interesting, right? Oh my. The bill, sponsored by Senator Musa Sani, Niger East, was introduced on the floor of the Red Chamber by the leader of the Senate, Opeyemi Bamidele, who is of the APC and Ekiti Central. Now, the bill is titled Local Government Independent Electoral Commission Establishment Bill 2024, and the legislation passed first reading today during plenary. Interesting. You're welcome to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakorubatabo. Time 4:13 p.m. and this is once again 92.3 Nigeria Info, your news talk radio, or rather your news talk sports radio station. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. I would really like to get your thoughts, but before I, bring you into the fray and throw questions at you, I like to do a breakdown or an analysis of, the conversation or this very issue. Now, ever since the Supreme Court interpreted the Constitution and made the pronouncement they made, different people have had different reactions. Of course, that is how life is, right? Some people have said, oh, this is not such a good thing, because this in itself is a way of weakening the governors and strengthening the presidency, because it means that the structure of the local government will now be under the direct control of the presidency. That's how some people have argued it. Now, people like Seyi Makinde, for instance, I'm still yet to understand what side he is on, but he was very resistant, from his body language and how he sounded some days ago. As a matter of fact, he said that the government of Oyo State will do what is beneficial for Oyo people, that the federal government is in no way bigger than the state government. Some other governors have said, we would obey. I think the APC, is it first of all the Nigerian Governors Forum, followed by the APC Governors Forum led by Uzodinma, and now the PDP Governors Forum from yesterday's meeting have all said, we will abide with the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. We would stay with it, right? We would honor it. Let it be local government autonomy. It reduces, the stress that we are faced with. It reduces, the commitments that we have. And right now, the people can hold the local government chairman directly. Now, others are of the school of thought that this is the beginning of the actualization of federalism, where federating units can become creative in governance and not travel at the end of the month to Abuja to collect money, which I have tagged over the years the feeding bottle approach. So it's going to spur creativity, some have said. It's going to bring about competition in a very healthy way and healthy manner. But each of the divides, I've just given you two divides as to school of thought, right? Each of them have said, how do we really actualize this autonomy? Because like Fayose said a couple of days ago, that the governors are the ones who will still bring in the loyalists into the local government offices, and these loyalists in turn will give the monies back to the governors. Now remember, during Buhari's time, when they had asked the question, do you need autonomy? Some local government chairmen, I don't want to stir any political trouble on the show today, but if you remember vividly, some local government chairman, I know I interviewed one or two, said that the governor, their governor, I'm trying not to cause trouble. Okay, their governor was not tampering with their local government funds. I remember a legislative house also said that their governor was not tampering with their legislative funds. And I think the one arm of government that got, autonomy at the time was the judiciary, because they kept insisting that they want to be autonomous. I wonder how that ended. I cannot remember now. But yeah, I do remember that the legislative house and the local government administrations said, see, there's no need to force about it. We are not seeing any form of interference from the governors. Now, what that would tell you is loyalty of local government chairmen to the governor who brings them into office, because of course their political career should not end at the local government level. And so there was then the argument as to, if the governors have influence over local government chairmen, should we then have an independent body that will conduct local government elections? When you say independent, is SIEC, State Independent Electoral Commission, not independent enough? Some say, oh, the governors are the ones who fund the party. Some will say, with the level of corruption that we have in the country, you know how these things are. So we can't trust SIEC, because the governors always have a way of interfering. Others have said, INEC. But INEC did not do well, during the 2023 election. Some will say INEC has never done well. I mean, this is not that debate. I'm not here to debate INEC, but I'm just reporting what people would usually say on the show. And some would say, what is the guarantee that INEC will do way better than the State Independent Electoral Commission? But let's take a listen to this one more time. I think we talked about this on Tuesday, but let's revisit it.
The issue of election into office should no longer be the responsibility of State Independent Electoral Commissions, because the system is already skewed. The governors will use it as another means of getting back what they feel they have lost. Because they fund the RISIEC, the SIEC, I'm sorry, when I say RISIEC, I'm talking about Rivers State. They fund the State Independent Electoral Commission and give them handouts. I was chief of staff, I gave handouts. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will their business is going to go and announce. And of course, after announcing, the tribunal is as set up by the state government. They also have their own handouts. Now, the appeal to whatever decision the tribunal takes is at the state high court. They will also have their handout to do. So what will you do as? You will accept your fate. And it is the reason why in all states where they have conducted election, all the positions were won by the governor's own party.
Okay, so that is the acting chairman, or should I say caretaker chairman of the APC and Rivers State, Tony Okocha, speaking. That's his voice. Remember, we talked about it on Tuesday. And, he describing how state independent electoral commissions work. And some of you have, reacted to that and said, INEC is no better. Look at what happened. Look at the maneuvering or the electoral fraud that happened. Some of you have pointed to statements made by certain notable politicians. For instance, Chijoke Ihunwo had made some statement close to this. I remember we had called him to talk about that. Some other person, I'm trying to remember, another person recently had also talked about Labour Party winning the election during the 2023 national election, at least here in Rivers State. So the question then, INEC, SIEC have issues bordering on electoral fraud. What is the guarantee that this new commission will be different? I mean, they are all Nigerians that man the offices, right? What is the guarantee? I get it. There will be no gubernatorial influence. But what about presidential influence? What becomes of the political structure then? Is this an attempt, in my opinion, I'm just asking a question, is it an attempt to weaken the powers the governors wield? Because remember, governors usually wield so much power that they can threaten the political career of those at the national level. I'm talking about the national legislators. I'm talking about the president. I mean, they could threaten the president at some point. Because, to a large extent, they own politically the grassroots structures. So, maybe this is an attempt to weaken them. Think about it. So that, lawmakers would not necessarily depend on state governors, to keep their position. Like we've seen people like Saraki lose out. We've seen people like Dino Melaye lose out. We've seen people like Shehu San lose out. Popular assembly members who couldn't make it back into the assembly as a result of the politicking at their individual states. So is this an attempt to hijack the political structure? Another perspective, right? But let's also look at it. What then happens if the governors have, their structures weakened? Is it for the benefit of the people? Yes, it may have political undertone, but can this in any way benefit you, benefit your neighbor, benefit me, in the sense that yes, they may think that they control the structure, but they may be breaking it down to the point that local government chairmen become easily accessible in terms of criticism, in terms of holding accountable, in terms of oversight functions by citizens. My goodness, is that what it's going to be? And also, I'm wondering, are we quickly actualizing federalism? And what are some of the requirements that we need to put in place before setting up such a commission, if you say we should set up a commission? A commercial break. Do stay tuned.
You are tuned
Okay. I think it's time for me to open the phone lines. Enough of my analysis. All right. I still have many questions to ask. I still have many perspectives to take a look at. But let's leave that for you now. Let's get here your view. Remember, I said I want to spend time with you on the show today. It is 4:31 p.m. You're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm yours truly, Kalada Korubatibor. The phone lines are officially open. We're live on Facebook, by the way. We're live on YouTube as well. And we're active on X, Nigeria Info page for all platforms, right? Okay, let's see. I do have a couple of messages that have poured in. I would take a look at some of those messages, but let me reel out the numbers. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. Clinton, who's that? Bori is calling. Clinton, welcome.
Thank you, Kalada. This bill, is it to empower an independent body to conduct local government elections?
Yeah. A local government electoral commission.
Wow. That's the call we've been making now. So if this is actually feasible, let them do it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, what is the timeline? Is it that they're going to conduct this current one or subsequent elections?
It's still a bill. It's not yet a law, so they're still debating. It just passed first reading. So if it just passed first reading, what that means, it's not yet something that we can hold on to, but it's in the talking stage. So yeah, we're looking at it and we're wondering what are the requirements or what are the prerequisites we need to put in place before such a commission is brought on board.
Well, but you must look at this. In the country now, we have about 21 states running CTCs. And now the Supreme Court have abolished elected CTC. So the urgency of the matter can be a warranty for them to do it.
But about 13 states already have in motion local government elections. So I'm wondering if that cancels your argument.
What fund would they use to run the election?
The state funds.
Okay, state fund. So if they're using state fund, no problem. Let them conduct it. But I'm saying that going forward, this is what we need. Let's have an independent body conduct local government elections, just like national elections. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, Canada. Let me look at the local government autonomy. Many Nigerians have said is a good development. Governors Forum is a good development. For me, it's a good development, the advantages. But let me look at the disadvantages. In the past, we have had the local government being responsible for a lot of things in their locality, such as the schools, primary health centers, markets, and others. Recall, here in Rivers State, I know of many local governments that were unable to pay teacher salaries for months, including Abia. For months, they were unable to pay teacher salaries, health workers.
So how does this connect with the conversation I'm having on creating a new commission for the conduct of local government elections?
Are you talking about the commission, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about
the advantages.
No, that's no. I guess you didn't listen correctly. Then, Keme from Port Harcourt, welcome. Keme, welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Yeah. Thank you. I listen to so many people come and see. For me, there will be no much difference. People are just because let me tell you, how about the state, let me refer to the state houses of assemblies. Is it the state electoral commission that are conducting elections? It's the federal, it's the independent National Electoral Commission that is conducting. But I can tell you, and as we all know, 99% of all the states in this country, almost all the house, all the members in the house, they are one way or the other answerable to the governor. So it doesn't mean if INEC conduct local government elections and that they will be independent completely. There will be no such thing. And again, if they are insisting that the INEC conduct the local government elections, then it should be funded by the federal government and not the state government, except they will be adding it to whatever allocation that will be given to each of the states when the time comes. But for me, just believe me, there will be no much difference.
No much difference.
The local government chairman will still be the friends of the governors, and nepotism will continue to be. If we don't checkmate our systems very well. It's not about the state or the federal government. It's about the system doing the right thing. So until we are ready to do the right thing, this will just keep going on and on and on, except when there will be disagreement between House of Assembly members and governors that like Rivers State that will start having issues and all that. But they will keep working with the governors, and in fact, let me tell you, what will happen is this: some of the local government chairmen will take this money to the governors because that will be
Are you there?
So that's my take on it.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Muriel from Okrika. Muriel, welcome. Let's listen to what you have as thoughts. Yeah, good afternoon.
KDB, do you notice how the governors are not even worried? You know, they are not even, nothing bothers them as if nothing happens. And immediately they say they should go ahead and conduct. All of them just want to conduct elections. So many of them are fixed dates. October was it 9?
About 13 of them, including River State.
Yes, you know, they are not bothered. That goes a long way to tell that the status quo remains. Nothing changes. Honestly, loyalty still remains 100%. And I think for me, what they wouldn't like is if the elections is being taken out from their state electoral body. They wouldn't want the national to conduct it. They would want the state to conduct it, their own states, so they can control it. It still be their voice. For me, just like I said, it's just like the same bottle and a different cover. And nothing changes. It's just the same thing. So that's all. What I just want the same figure and the same excitement, the same speed that they are using, that they are using to face this government, taking out local government from government hands. They should use it to also give states their own autonomy. Let states control their own resources.
Well, Mira, let's touch on resource control. Do you think the states will be the ones in charge of resource control? Really, I mean, going by what we've seen as it relates to tiers of government, shouldn't it be the local government where these resources are found that should be in charge of resource control?
You know that it will mostly be in the hands of the local government. Because the resources are in the different local government, just like federal.
Okay.
The states, the local governments are within the state. So invariably, it is the government that controls it through the various local governors, local government.
So if you want to go by that argument, if you want to, Muriel, if you want to go by, can you hear me? If you want to go by that argument, like you've said, the local governments are in the states, right? The states are in the federal government, in the national government. So the national government is controlling the resources through the state government, through the local government. We can argue like that, right?
No, we are talking about one source of income, one resource, what they call a natural.
I'm talking about all the resources.
Our own locality. That's one, you control your own. But this one, federal government is controlling all.
But that's what we are saying now. If you are arguing, if you are arguing that the state government should control resources, according to you, using the local government, then why can't the federal government control resources through the states, through the local government? That's the question I'm asking you yet again.
But you see, now, what federal government is doing is I think are they controlling our resources through our states?
Because they share the money with the states. I mean, where do you think the sharing formula came from?
They don't control it. They don't. It's like they are doing the business themselves and not the profit themselves, and they just share.
No, I mean the profit is no.
They don't do the business together with the state.
That's
But
why
in this time,
Muriel.
I'm talking about it.
That's why there is a consolidated account. So every money made by the federal government goes into the consolidated account, and that account is owned by all tiers of government. And so, I mean, if you're going by argument,
controlled by the federal, right?
Not necessarily controlled. Control is not the right word. Managed by, but all owned by. Anyways, I've got to go. Barine has been waiting for me. Barine is calling from Thai LJ. Barine, welcome.
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I got caught up in that conversation. Welcome, Barine.
So good, yeah.
Yes, actually, conducting elections and by INEC, we think is a concerned nature of the federal government, probably based on the autonomy that they be given financially to the local government. I think it's a way to preserve the finances, the root point of governance. But as such, I look at it that before now the advent of the advent of the state, probably in the regional administrative aspect of local government, probably 1952 downward, the local government was second to the federal government. And for the existing of the state have made it very simple to ensure that the state will be able to look onto the local government. But if we consider corruption as one of the behavioral attitudes on the public officials, we should be able to know that the state has good concern to select people of mindset that can be in charge. Because you should know there is going to be an autonomous power of people's interest on the federal government. And if such deal is coming up, it shouldn't be hasty. Why this time? Is it because there's an issue of crisis in River State? I think it's a good bill.
So when is the right time, Barine? Because you have just made it about River State. When it will affect all?
We can't deny it ourselves. We know one of these issues that is coming.
I don't know.
Directing local government financial autonomy,
Barine,
ensuring election comes directly from the federal region.
I don't know.
It's not done concurrently as it was supposed. It is an issue. This is the wound that River State is facing. I know.
So let me ask you a question, Barine. When Buhari tried to do it, was it also because of River State? I'm just confused. Educate me, please, because Buhari also attempted to give some kind of freedom.
Buhari tried.
Was it because of River State?
It was not the view of the 36 state governors.
But my point is, was it because of River State when he tried? Because you've made it about River State now.
By then, there was no divisibility in River State governor.
Oh, come on now. Anyways, thank you. You're entitled to your opinion. You're laughing. I've got Gift from Yenegua. Gift, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalada, good afternoon, my brother.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
It is well.
Okay.
Kalada, as far as I'm concerned, this proposed bill, it will be a welcome development.
Why?
Because imagine a situation where, Kalada, you will leave your house as a reporter trying to report BISEC election, because Bayelsa one is BISEC, River State one is RISEC, but SEC in all the states. You've not even gotten to your destination. What you're hearing is the announcement. So, as far as I'm concerned, the worst INEC is better than the best RISEC or the BISEC. It happened with Henry Siraki Dixon, the senator representing us now. Then we talk about Oyediri, that we all protested and cried. The same thing played out. They just stay one place. It is not even a revelation. They will write the results and announce. And these same people, Kalada, the funny thing, will be telling the governor, look at what PDP Governors Forum said, that Mr. President, don't use a particular word to interfere. A party man, even if he's a president, a party man not to interfere in the election that will go on in Ondo and Edo State. But in their own state, they will campaign for their own candidates, even when we know that they will not even conduct any election. So INEC, this body that they want to come up with, My happiness, Musa Sani, God bless you. First reading, before you know, second and third, immediately, so that they will stop all this state research and bisect.
All right, I've got to go.
To have rest of my breaking news for you. The Congress is taking place. Our Court has given status quo ante-bellum.
I would wait to thank you, Gift, but I would wait to see it from my reporter. I'm waiting for such an email. Once I get it, I put it out there, but I've not received any email as to that effect, so I can't confirm that story. But this one says, on the plan of federal government to conduct local government elections, unarguably, the state electoral commissions have not been at their best in the conduct of local government elections. But this plan for INEC or any other federal agency to conduct local government elections will mean concentration of power in the hands of federal government. Moreover, INEC, controlled by federal government, has not conducted any election that can be regarded as free, fair, and transparent. Amma Blessed. Bright from Rumodumaya. Bright, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you, Canada.
Yeah, quickly, so I can read more messages.
I think it's a good one. It's a very good one for INEC to conduct local government
It's
election.
not INEC. It's a new electoral. Listen to the words I use. A new electoral commission, local government electoral commission, as a matter of fact.
Okay, new electoral commission controlled by federal government.
I don't know who's going to control it. Let's see after the bill is
all right.
passed.
Let it. At least the most important thing is that it's no longer state that will conduct it. The reason is that when we talk about like the local government, we have councillors that come from communities or maybe units. At least all these other small parties will be able to get at least councillors or even chairman, because sometimes for you to get a chairman, it must be in the most popular party, which is very bad. So we are talking about where the power will spread all over the local government. And my concern again is, in terms of this election, will they conduct all nationwide at the same time, or they will choose state by state? That is another thing.
Good question.
Because if they have to choose state by state, that means it will be a good one, because it will spread power. Power will get to the people, councillors, chairmen. It will, at least people will feel in part of local government leadership.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bright from Rumodumaya. But you see, I find it strange that nobody is called in to say, oh, okay, I support this, and this is why I support it. I support it because I would like X, Y, Z to be put in place. For instance, I don't know if I support it or not. I'm still yet to, I'm still yet to come to a conclusion as to what the difference will be from INEC and SEAC. I'm yet to see the difference, right? Because Nigerians will be the people manning those offices. However, what should we put in place? Should we say, it is going to be a commission where you go to the National Assembly for, what is it called now? You go to the National Assembly for approval, first of all screening and then approval. The people who would be appointed by both the presidency, the state governor, and the local government. So you bring two. Could that work? Could that make it more transparent? I don't know. I was hoping that we could look at all of these things that would make up good requirements for setting up, not just setting up commissions. We don't just want to set up commissions and have laws that we can pick holes when it's time for us to go to court. So I was hoping we could do that, but let's see. This one says, Darlington Ogbona from Rumodumaya, the idea of National Electoral Commission to conduct local government elections is a welcome development because it will further reduce the powers of the governors on the local government. And this one says, House of Representatives to donate half of their 6-month salary to fight hunger and ask, that's not my conversation. Let's see. This one says, our Nigerian Senate leave what they are supposed to do, or I think he meant left what they are supposed to do about the hardship of citizens of the country. Okay, he said we're watching it as well. All right. This one says, Supreme Court judgment on local government is good. I think God is really using FCT minister to bring back true democracy. Today, Rivers government can account for our people. LJ chairman will be accountable and not loyal boys of the state government. Also, it creates room for accountable and calls for arrest of past governors who run caretaker chairman. Wariboko BG. This one says, all these political permutations I get towards weakening the structure of Rivers State governor. The local government autonomy, independent electoral commission for the local government, it would have been nice if they were not biased and sentimental. We're watching from Okoro Hyacinth. You think it's because of River State? Okay, all right. This one says, good afternoon, Kalada. The bill to create the local government electoral commission is an APC agenda. Okay, if you say so. Melody Uniport says the federal government is gradually trying to centralize governance in Nigeria. The federal government is grabbing too much power for itself. Show me one FG agency that is doing well. The unforgivable heartbreak we received from INEC is yet to be healed, and we are talking about another potential heartbreak. Abuja is too far to hear the voices of the people at the local level. Gradually, the people are being conquered. Melody with that one. This just says, creating a new electoral commission is a waste of time and resources. We already have an existing commission to that effect. Is there any difference between SIEC and INEC? They're all the same, so let the SIEC remain. Iboroma from Imboba. Okay, let's take a peep at Facebook. Let's see what the comments are on Facebook. Who touched it? All right. Okay, on Facebook, Okechukwu Godson says the local government chairman that will win their election will still be loyal to the state government. Even with local government electoral commission, nothing much will change. They are the same people. This is Niger. Ovuna Declan says, I think INEC should continue in conducting LG elections since they are the ones conducting federal and state election. And on that note, local governments are also part of the third tier of government. Meanwhile, there is no need of misplacing our funds, creating another commission for the conduct of LG election. Thank you for being there. Thank you as well. Samita Poliroma says, I wonder how this will work. Remember, we have a scattered local government election in this country, or do they intend to unify the election date in the country? That is another argument. But let's look at this one. This one says, creating local government electoral commission may not be the solution because the INEC we are all clamoring for today have also been used to rig elections in Nigeria, which usually has been approved by judiciary. Christian Williams from Igbo Iche. All right. This one says, new electoral commission. I wonder whether the personnel are coming from the moon. Maybe INEC should be scrapped for regional electoral commission for presidential elections. For Ernest from Port Harcourt. This one says, this is pure rigging of the 2027 presidential election loading. Mark this today. Remember, Tinubu, Shetima, Akpabio, Wike and co. were all former governors. Suddenly, most of them have lost control of their respective state structure and they want to control or be in charge by all means. These guys are preparing for power hold in 2027. Nigerians wake up. Jane from Port Harcourt. Jane has another perspective to our conversation, and I don't know. I don't know if you see sense in it, but we have a commercial break. To stay tuned.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.